So, welcome to this new weekly update video. Let's get right into it. So last week I was actually pretty sick and laying in bed a lot. So normally I'm never really sick, to be honest. The last couple of years I maybe catch some Rona a couple of times, but like besides that I don't really get sick. Now in Germany it's getting really cold. So and at my office when I'm just sitting there 8 to 9 hours and don't really moving a lot and just sitting there, and the first couple of days I didn't really put on the heater thing, so it was like super cold in there, and I don't know, but I got sick, so also didn't went to the job for like 2 days on Wednesday and Thursday, so I was really laying in bed and just not really doing much, now it's already good again, so but because I was sick, I also just went once to the gym last week, so that's pretty bad. But I only could manage to go to the gym on Monday. I said okay, I could go on Friday in the weekend to get some workouts in, but I said okay, instead of going now, I want to recover fully. So I think that was a better decision, to be honest. And I always have the urge to go even if I'm sick, but it's not really good for my health, and it doesn't really make sense either. So I said okay, it's gonna just be once this week, but next week I'm definitely gonna try to do my best and go to the gym 5 times again. And I finished the book Magic, or actually I didn't finish it last week, I finished it this week on Monday, to be totally honest. My reading habit, or also audible listening to it, is really bad right now. For those of you who saw my last video, the book Magic, I actually already started the book now I'm recording the video the next week, but 2 weeks ago I started reading the Magic and I only finished it like halfway through, and I said okay, next week I'm gonna finish it fully. I didn't, to be totally honest, didn't finish it in this week either. I finished it on Monday this week, so it wasn't a good week last week, to be honest. I'm fully prepared to have a great week this week again. So I finished that book, The Magic, and that's that. Even though I was pretty much laying in bed and sick and didn't really did a lot, I managed to meditate 5 times. So I meditated 5 times with the Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation, each for like 45 minutes. And on the weekend I visited my mother and my brothers. So I didn't meditate there, to be honest, to be totally fair as well. But Monday to Friday I meditated with the Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation. And the weekend was pretty cool. I saw my family again. And on Monday actually I helped my dad with he bought a Sprinter van. He's converting it right now to a camper van basically, and it's pretty cool to help him there and have do some handcrafting things and build some stuff and cut wood and put it in the car and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And for the next summer I also plan on building my own van and be able to drive through Europe or to Scandinavia again and stuff like that. So I can also learn a lot from helping him with his build. So that was actually pretty cool. And on Tuesday I got pretty sick, so then I couldn't really help him a lot anymore. But this week right now I'm helping him again. So that was cool on Monday. And on the weekend visit my family was also pretty cool. So that actually already sums my last week up. Wasn't really exciting, but So today I actually also want to talk a little bit about a concept I've learned basically, or I've heard of in the last couple of months, and I really always try to remind that concept again when life gets tough or when you're confronted with a situation you don't really have a solution yet. And the concept is basically being the hero of your own story. And to put it simple, like no one really would like to watch a movie in the cinema where everything is predictable. You go to an action movie in the cinema and you exactly know what's happened next, how the ending is gonna look like, and it's just everything is just predictable. It just gets super boring pretty fast. So just no one would like to watch that movie, and everyone would probably leave in the middle of the movie because they just think I mean, what's the point in watching the movie if I already know how it's gonna end and what's gonna happen next, etc. So yeah, and I think pretty much the same thing applies to life. I mean, if everything is just gradual and nothing really happens or no really setbacks occur, everything you do or try is just you're just succeeding in, and you never get a setback or you never have an obstacle in your way. It's also getting pretty boring, I would say. I mean, sure, it's nice if things work out and if things sometimes are easier than you expected it to be, sure. But at the end of the day, no one really would like to watch your story or your movie, basically your life story as a movie. Also, no one would be interested in listening to your story if everything is just went gradual and nothing appeared in your life and everything just became a success, basically. So I always think if I have a setback or if life gets tough or if I'm confronted with a situation I don't really have a solution yet, I always think like, oh, I mean, that's another little obstacle. Sure, I'm gonna get around it. I'm gonna find a solution for it, and it's gonna be part of my story or my hero story, basically. I can tell later on my kids or my grandkids or also friends, etc. And I also experienced it every time when it takes more effort, or if you had to put in a lot of effort to get where you want to get. You also feel very more grateful and gratitude towards it, because you know what you have been through and what you had to do in order to accomplish it. So yeah, I mean, the same again, I repeat myself, but if everything just happens as you planned it to be, or if everything just unfolds exactly like you know, or like you imagined it, it's getting boring, basically. I mean, you don't really have to tell anything, and it's just I mean, why would you even start anything if you know it's gonna happen exactly as you plan on doing so? So I think, I mean, sure, sometimes it sucks if you are in debt or in whatever situation and you see yourself in that situation and think like, okay, damn, I mean, if I look back a couple of years and recognize all these mistakes I've made, if I would have done them differently, I would have been in a totally different situation right now. Sure, sometimes it sucks, like, don't get me wrong, but later on, like in a couple of years from now, you just kind of can laugh about the situation and think like, okay, I mean, it was just a stepping stone in my whole journey, and it just makes all the whole story or my whole life just more interesting. And I can tell more, and yeah, it's just more interesting. And yeah, I think that's a pretty cool concept. I just try to keep in my mind and remind myself about it sometimes. Like I said, I repeat myself again, when life gets tough or I'm confronted with a situation I don't really know how to deal with. I mean, sure, sometimes it sucks, but I think it's cool to remind yourself about it and say, okay, I mean, it's just a stepping stone. I mean, who would want to watch a movie where nothing happens or everything just unfolds like everyone expected it to unfold either way? So yeah, I think that's cool, and I definitely enjoy being able to tell some stories. And I mean, I'm sure, I'm like 110% sure that I will find success in my life and travel the world again and live a meaningful, purposeful life. But I don't know 100% how it's gonna unfold and when. And yeah, that's also what makes life like fascinating and fun, I think. So I think that's pretty cool, and I hope you understood a little bit what I meant by that concept, and you got an idea of it, and maybe it helps you as well. Maybe you are in a tough spot right now, and yeah, just remind yourself, I mean, be the hero of your own story, and it's way cooler to be able to tell more stories later on and look back in a couple of years and be way more proud of yourself, and grateful for all the things you have been through and you needed to went through in order to get where you want. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool, and I hope you get some value out of it, and you maybe hopefully understood what I meant by that concept. And yeah, So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video and got some value and inspiration out of the concept. Yeah, thanks for watching and see you next week again.